Greetings from the Gartman Gourmet. Welcome back. Today we continue our adventure in cream cheese creations, sponsored by Philadelphia Cream Cheese. Today's dish is a breakfast entree I call Easy Cheesy Breakfast Pie. This is absolutely delicious, feeds four, takes between 45 and 50 minutes to prepare. I must warn you, this is an exercise in efficiency and multitasking, but it is so worth it. Give you a quick peek. This is what your finished end result will look like. Alrighty. Let's get started with our list of ingredients. Now, for easy cheesy breakfast pie, you're going to need a pound of bacon, an entire pound. I love bacon. Instant grits, Old Bay seafood seasoning, 3/4 of a pound of steamed shrimp, and that's your 4150 count, salt and freshly cracked black pepper, 1/4 cup of buttermilk, 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese cubed, 1/2 yellow onion finely diced, 1/2 cup shredded cheddar cheese, and 5 eggs beaten. Now, to get started, the very first thing you want to do is put that bacon on to fry. As we all know, to cook bacon correctly, you do need to cook it on low so it crisps up nicely. So it will take you a while, probably about 30 minutes to get that all completely cooked, drained, and chopped. So while that's cooking, you will need to put your shrimp onto steam as well. Follow the directions on the Old Bay seasoning package. While your shrimp are draining and cooling, you can prepare your instant grits. Follow the directions for 1 serving. Decrease the water by about 1/4 cup because we're going to be adding some buttermilk to that as well. Now, you want your grits to be thick. They want to have the consistency to hold the pie together. You don't want them oozing out when you cut your wedges. Once the bacon is done, you're going to crumble it. In fact, use your chef's knife until you can get nice fine crumbs. Think breadcrumbs. Think pie. Once you've done that, you're going to use a 9-inch frying pan. You're going to layer your bacon crumbs into the pie pan, or excuse me, into the frying pan as if it were a pie. It should look something like this. Now, once you've done that, your grits should be about finished. You want to add about a teaspoon of butter, dash of salt, and several good turns of freshly cracked black pepper. Probably ends up to be about 1/4 teaspoon. Stir that all in and begin adding your cubed cream cheese. Again, that's 4 ounces, and you'll want to add them slowly, about 3 to 4 pieces at a time, constantly stirring until you get this delightful creamy mixture. Now, I have to tell you, you may find yourself eating cream cheesy grits all by themselves. They are that good. Once your grits are prepared, peel your shrimp, cut them in half. You could chop them smaller. You want to make sure that you get a nice steamed shrimp in every single bite. Once the grits are done, you will then layer them in your pan as well. Should look something like this. Okay, now you've got your shrimp. It comes out to be about a heaping cupful once you have them chopped. Again, I recommend simply chopping them in half. Layer those down, nestle them in your grits. Should look, again, something like this. I would recommend buying a pound of steamed shrimp because you know you're going to munch on them while you're peeling them. You just can't resist. They smell so good. Once that is done, you want to begin the final portion where you will need your diced onion, your cheddar cheese, your eggs, and some buttermilk. Your onion should be sauteing on the stove while your bacon is cooking as well. Again, we will probably use all 4 burners at once. You want to cook them on low too, with about 2 tablespoons of butter until they are translucent. Once that has occurred, in a separate pan, you should begin your egg mixture. In a bowl, stir it up, or I use a hand mixer actually, with your buttermilk and shredded cheddar cheese. Calls for 1/2 cup. You want to use 1/4 cup in the mix. Get that beaten up. You can't beat it too much. Nice and frothy. Pour that into another pan on the stove. Now you want to stir this until, continue to stir. Scrape and stir, scrape and stir until you get a nice soupy mixture. Very similar to hot and sour soup. Once you've done that, you will add that to your sauteed onions. Stir it all together. In fact, it should have been cooking in the pan with the sauteed onions. Now once you've completed that, you'll take your soupy mixture, pour that right on top of your grits. It's going to look something like this. Top that with your second handful of shredded cheddar cheese. Place it in the broiler under the pan for about 4 inches from your heat source. Watch this carefully. It takes about 6 to 10 minutes to completely set. Now once that's completed, it comes out with a golden brown top, and it is so yummy. I serve this with a piece of wheat toast with melted butter and fresh chives. Once you're finished, you will come out with a presentation that looks something like this. So folks, that is easy cheesy breakfast pie. Be sure and join us next week as we continue our adventure in cream cheese creations. Next week we'll be looking at desserts. So I'm Julie, and I'm What's Cooking.